of LRC's The League here at Nürburgring GP circuit. We're getting ready for, we're halfway through qualifying. Here to set the grid for the feature race, which will take place after a 6-lap sprint. Let's have a quick look at the drivers, cars, and their team liveries. So we got here D-Jams setting an early quick time with a 2-minute 4.831. He is team captain of the Aston Martins of Empowered Motorsport. He put together a great intro reel of the car, revealing the livery and the drivers. Breaking green livery on that car, and look out for the different colored trim. Tell you who's driving the car. We got D-Jams with the blue there. Rally Rancher, he's got his team captain right beside him there, Bike Guru. So the Ferraris have called themselves JFS Racing. KG qualified second in the qualifying shootout, but due to some scheduling conflicts, Bike Guru was replaced as the team captain. We have Bike Guru, Raleigh Rancher, and Will Jacob on Team Ferrari, JFS Racing. Next we got Alan here, taking third spot at the moment in qualifying. Bright blue Lamborghini Group 4 car. And he is on a team with Azazel and Dinosaur. There's Azazel there. Silva's sitting in the pits at the moment, just coming out actually on some fresh off tires. Won't have enough time to set a lap here, but maybe just getting used to the car some more. And he's on a team with Sir Hames and Token Timmy in a team called Senna Ya Later. So that's McLaren for you. Then we have Renault. Their very nice livery is having some issues with the camera right now, unfortunately. But it is Southern Boys Racing, also known as the Talladega Knights, Trackhead War Eagle, and Land King. And the other two drivers on Empowered Motorsport, I don't think I mentioned, are Stenzel and Rogue. Just getting familiar with the teams and what drivers are in which cars here. So this will be a 6-lap sprint race. This track does tend to have some unpredictable weather. There's always some chance of rain in the mix, so be on the lookout for the weather radar. It is bound to add some challenge, especially in these cars. The regulation, there's no traction control allowed. So if they do get thrown into the wet on some standing water, it does prove quite a challenge. It's looking quite dark and cloudy out there. So that was qualifying for the feature race, which will be 34 laps. It'll be just over an hour or so around here. And the strategy is going to play a huge role. Drivers have been testing out one-stop strategies versus two-stop strategies, and choosing which they might go on based on their grid position. So we just take a quick look at the qualifying results here for the feature race. We have DJM's in first with a 2-minute 4.8. And if you've seen the qualifying shootout, that's no surprise. He took a clean sweep of that event. And first choice of car with the Aston Martin. Rally Rancher and Bike Guru, the two JFS Ferraris in second and third. Alan and Azazel in the Bahamut Lamborghinis. Silva and War Sirhames in 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then we have Trackhead also in that Talladega Nights livery Renault. Little Jacob in 10th. Token Timmy in the 3rd McLaren. Dinosaur in the 3rd Lamborghini. Stenzel and Rogue in the remaining Aston Martins, and Lamb King at the back in the remaining Renault. So that will be the grid for the feature race, but now we're going to head to the grid for the sprint race, the 6 laps around Nürburgring GP. So because of KG's drop to reserve driver, there's been a bit of a driver swap. Like I mentioned before, the team captain of McLaren is now Sir Hames. I believe I got that right. And JFS Racing Ferrari as a Bike Guru replacing KG as the team captain. Really looking forward to seeing these 15 drivers race after their 3 qualifying sessions last week. And here we go, the marshals just getting the track set here. And they're getting rained on heavily, it looks like. And this is going to be a treacherous sprint race in round 1. So we're gonna see many of the drivers, have a look at the radar here, jump onto the intermediate and maybe the extreme wet tires. As there looks like there's quite a bit of heavy rain on the track, but might be easing up later on, so they are going to be on the intermediates. It's quite a risk to begin with, but if they can survive it, through the first couple laps, they may have an advantage towards the end. Well, it looks like the race officials might be giving the drivers just a couple laps, a few minutes or so, just to test the conditions here. Team Bahamut in the Lamborghinis running information for a bit, getting a feel for the conditions. Talked about it a little bit at the start of the stream. That the weather can play a big role here, and it certainly is. We're just on board with Azazel here. And last time out, last week, I think I did make the mistake of saying that Azazel was the one who used the D-pad with steering. That was KG who does that. That's his preferred method of steering the car on controller. I still don't understand how he does it, but he got second place overall, I think, in the quali shootout. You can see the spray coming out off the back of the Lamborghini, very loose under braking, unable to save the slide, bumping over the curbs in the chicane. Ellen seemed to have kept the car pointed in the right direction. But it certainly seems to be lightening up a little bit. Very little rain in the air at this point, other than the spray. But still, you can see, as there's several cars around, they're finding the standing water out there. That'll also let them know where it isn't, theoretically. So a somewhat extended period of time, race officials are allowing to get the drivers used to these conditions before they get put on a grid start. Grid start will have a false start check, so the drivers will want to be, well, they'll need to be very careful not to get a penalty on that start, and the rain is also going to play a factor on the traction off the line. It's only 6 laps, so we'll see which drivers are going to play the aggressive strategy at the start. Looks like all the drivers have got set onto the grid now, so I'll have to be careful to get this start right going into turn 1. In the dry is usually a handful. Got the lights on. And it's go, go, go. Rally Rancher doesn't get a very good start. Dinosaur gets an amazing start in that 4-wheel drive Lamborghini. Rogue alongside him on the outside. Dinosaur's going to have the inside for turn 1. Rogue gets a little boxed in there behind Dinosaur and Basaito continue. Dinosaur now into the lead from 3rd place, I think, on the grid. Great start from him. Coming through turn 3 and 4 now is a tricky section. Even when there's no water on the track, they're just sliding around. pretty wide in the middle of the pack here. Stenzel trying the outside line around 2 cars. Doesn't manage it and falls back 2 places. Dinosaur still holding it together. He's on the wet tires. He was taking no chances at the beginning. Cycle through here and check out who may have taken that chance. I haven't seen any yet. Silva and Sir Ames, the 2 leading McLarens at the moment. Let's take a look through the Schumacher-esque. Tons of understeer. Trying to get the car rotated. Oh, too much rotation for Raleigh Rancher. And he was just backwards there on the track. Several Ferraris having some difficulty there on the exit of Schumacher-esque. Jam's qualifying on pole for the feature race. He's sitting in 11th at the moment. He does have the intermediate tires on, which will probably give him a bit more grip in the wets. Starting about now, it's right at that crossover period. Will Jacob also on the aggressive strategy. It's not working out for him at the moment. Lion King there also having some troubles. Dinosaur hasn't put one tire wrong off the course or off the line into a puddle or anything like that. Using that 4-wheel drive to his advantage. Get some traction out of the corners. The number 19 Lamborghini doing very well. Rogue is holding on to him though. It's often better to take somewhat wide line in the wet, especially if the track has rubbered in a bit. The dry line starts to get a bit slick. The rain is easing up just a bit now. Look at Allen on the outside of Silva, gets the move done before the hairpin. He's also on the intermediate, so he's gonna really gain some time on those on the wet tires. To me getting very sideways. Allen just drives around him. What a move that was. Up into second place. Took 2 cars in 1 corner. Try and have a look at that again. I just couldn't catch it. Wow, that was a great move from him. Into second place, so it is a Bahamut 1-2 for the sprint race so far. Still lap 2 of 6. Like Rogue has dropped back just a bit on Token Timmy there, but he's got the inside line. Token Timmy does the over under there. Does the switchback and takes the place right back. Very nice driving from him. Look who's driving right up to him. Azazel in the 3rd Bahamut Lamborghini. Their lowest position right now is 5th. That is incredible. 3 cars in the top 5. 2 on the podium. Token Timmy is battling hard for that 3rd spot. He wants that podium. another switchback. Oh, it's a bit aggressive. Door handle, the door handle. There's a bit of bumping there. Not sure if he gave that position back after some contact, but he's back and forth. And ready to attack again. Looks like it was Lamb King. Went a bit wide in turn 6, I think it was. Crackhead. I'm just getting used to these liveries. He has the yellow roof. The flaming Wonderbread livery. Dinosaur now 4 seconds ahead of his teammate Alan. And I'm wondering if they planned on this about... I don't know, dinosaurs on the wet tires. I was thinking if they planned for a situation like this, they will all start on the intermediates. Hazel in 4th place. He's looking for the outside line into the chicane on Rogue. That's going to be a difficult one. Isn't able to make it work. Rogue gets very sideways though, as Hazel might have the traction. Isn't able to get alongside of him just yet. He jams up to 5th on that intermediate tire strategy. Have a look at the two in front from the driver's seat here. Hazel has the inside line. He's on the drier part of the track. He could brake later. Rogue brakes much later than that. He jams around the outside. Puts Hazel down to 5th. So Team Empowered Motorsport making a challenge here. We're getting 2 cars in the podium spot. And next on the track is Alan. It was a 4-second gap, but it looks like it's dropping down a bit. Rogue gets a bit wide. Oh, not able to save it as he comes back onto the track and spins it around. But Stenzel is right up there into 4th place, replacing where Rogue had gone off. Take a look. Bit further down, we have Sir Hames, the leading McLaren at the moment, setting a best sector time, and a lot of these drivers are going to be doing that every lap now. The track really starting to dry out. Rogue rejoining in 9th place. We have Token Timmy in 10th. Still on those wet tires, they're starting to get hot. Jacob in 11th, Raleigh Rancher in 12th. Looks like he was having some trouble there with some front end damage on the car. Then King 13th, Trackhead, and Silva in 14th and 15th. So back up at the front here. Oh boy, Dinosaur braking a bit too late there. Thought he had more grip than he did. Understeering off the track. Alan is now within a second. I'm wondering if Dinosaur is going to let Alan pass here so they don't have to fight each other. Alan is on the much faster tire at the moment. E-James is catching, and catching the car too. We have this lap and 1 lap more. And you can hear the rain starting to start up again. I think this might be a relief to Dinosaur, still on the wets. It is currently still a 1-2 for Bahamut. The rain looks like it's getting heavier again. You can see the spray, just the increased volume of it. Looking from DJM's driver's seat here. If he gets any closer, he's gonna run into some visibility problems. Oh, he might run into some grip problems first. It's right on the edge again for intermediate tires. Alan's gonna have to be careful here to keep that second place. He's got about 3.5 seconds back to DJM's. It's very easy to have the cars slide out from under you when we got this much standing water on the track, the aquaplaning. Zazel now into fourth place. It looks like Stenzel might have had a moment or two. Back down into 8th. Rogue still in 9th place. Onto the front stretch for one last time. So, final lap as Dinosaur starts the last time around. On the intermediate tires, having to be so careful, really slowing it down, just crawling around the corners. And they've got to be as gentle on the throttle as they possibly can. Overall, the intermediate tire strategy didn't seem to pay off as much as they hoped. Rain returning on the last 2 laps, much heavier than anticipated. Sir Hames can keep this position. It'll be a top 5 finish for Senia later. Looks like Stenzel made a pass on War Eagle. He's got those wet tires on. He's making him work. So through fast right-hander of turn 12. Dinosaur bringing it up to the chicane. Braking far on the inside, where there's a bit more water on the track, less rubber. And it slowed down nice for the chicane, smooth through there. Around the final corner, and it is a Bahamut 1-2 with Dinosaur and Alan flashing the lights to celebrate. And look at that, as Zazel comes around the last corner. He says, why not? Make it 3. If we can spot that move. Already in 3rd. Make sure we get the replay system working well for the feature race. And that'll be Denzel in 6th. Bike Crew, the team captain of Ferrari, 7th. War Eagle in 8th. Rogue in 9th. 10th for Token Timmy. Across the line in the McLaren, and little Jacob and Raleigh side by side across the line, and the Ferraris are just battling out for last couple spots on the grid. And King 13th and Trackhead 14th. So we have 14, or will be 14 finishers, it looks like. I wonder if one car had retired. So that's a podium of Lamborghinis. It's Bahamut 1, 2, and 3. They'll be taking almost maximum points from the sprint race if DJMs hadn't gotten the fastest lap in the middle of the race there when it wasn't as wet. Those intermediate tires got him a 2:15.7, so over 2 seconds faster than any of the podium's best laps. But the advantage wasn't enough to keep him on the podium. And it seemed like he got passed by Azazel on the very last corner on lap 6. And there is the rest of the order for the sprint race. Be interesting to see if this rain sticks around or makes an appearance in the feature that could really mix up strategy. And about that, more about the regulations, the fuel does burn very quick and the tires wear fast as well. So it tends to either be, based on the preseason testing, one stop with a lot of conservation, or two stop with some saving. Just a short break now until the feature race. So we will be back in a moment. So a 34 laps feature race coming up next, which is roughly maybe 5.5 times distance of the sprint. It's going to be a somewhat long race, a bit over an hour. And really looking forward to the strategy here. Looks like we got D-Jams on the call. How are those intermediates in in the rain, D-Jams?
They were challenging. They were challenging. If you showed any of my onboard, you might have picked up on me throwing it into fuel management 6 just to try to keep the torque down. But I felt pretty solid throughout the race. You know, honestly, I think at the end it just was a bit too much for the way the car is designed. You know, front engine, rear wheel drive. Those 4-wheel drive Lamborghinis are definitely a superpower in the wet. And yeah, great job to the Bahamut team, and great job to my teammates as well for some solid drives and solid recoveries.
Yeah, it looks like
Uh,
the Astons had some serious pace when in the middle of the race when the rain wasn't too hard. You got fastest lap in the end. You got a point, an extra bonus point for the fastest lap in the sprint. How do you
Yeah,
think
it's always exciting.
how do you think the team will perform in the feature race? I know you've done quite a bit of practice.
Yeah, it's tough to say, right? Both my guys ran into traffic getting to the track today, and so they were coming right off the car to go into qualifying, and I don't think we got the performance we were looking for at a qualifying, despite my P1. So I think we're just looking forward to a good race where we could learn a lot, and ideally we can net some big points at the top and some decent battles and learnings in the middle.
Very nice. Yeah, looking forward to it. So we also got some team members of Bahamut here. Wow.
Bahamut.
Congratulations on the just filling up the whole podium. Um, yeah. Was it something you expected? Did you know you had good pace in the wet in these cars?
Well, I always like driving in the wet, but I was not expecting that. That is my first win in any multiplayer lobby on Gran Turismo. So, good way to kick off the season.
Yeah, that's incredible. One of what will be 12 races, I guess, including the sprint races and a whole bunch of points for Bahamut. Are you looking forward to the feature race?
I think it's going to be really well. My Alan and Azazel have both been putting down some blistering times in our practice sessions. I think you might see a couple more Lambos on the podium before the night's over.
That's awesome. All right. Oh, any more comments before you hop back in the car?
Now, ready to get to it. Excited that this has gained so much traction so quickly, and the league is off to a good start. Just hoping we have another good race, and it continues every week.
Nice. Well, best of luck to you and the team.
Thanks. Keep crushing it on commentary, Toasty.
All right, thank you. Some good insight there from the drivers. And we'll be looking to start the feature race soon. Let's take a look at the weather for this race start. There's a few clouds in the sky, but doesn't look like there's any rain coming anytime soon. So it will be a very, very different race in terms of grip coming into the first corner or two. going over the point structure here. So in the sprint race, the top 10 finishers got points. So first place Dinosaur got 8 points. The sprint race win. And then it's down 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1 point for 10th place. In the feature race, we have 20 points for the win, 17 for second, and 15 for third. Fourth gets 13 points, fifth gets 11, sixth gets 10 points, and then it's down to 1 point in 15th. All finishers get points for finishing the race in the feature, and there's also a fastest lap point up for grabs in the feature race as well. So all teams now looking to chase Bahamut in the standings. It's going to be a really interesting Constructors Championship or Team Championship throughout the season. The qualifying results have put together 5 teams of 3 drivers who are very balanced in skill and experience. Dinosaur's put together, he's done a great job putting together the structure of this league format. So we're really looking forward to seeing how it develops, how it moves forward. It looks like all drivers now getting some more laps together in the dry after that very treacherous experience of lots of water on the track. Silva was putting together some great times, great lap times earlier in practice today. And McLaren working very well for him. So he should do well in the dry weather today. Here is the Talladega Nights livery here. So I know in qualifying it didn't quite pick up the right colors. Might have been the sky. I don't know. But yeah, Lamb King in the number 4. And we have War Eagle in the red roofed Flaming Wonder Bread livery. I believe that's the number 10. And then Trackhead is in the pits now, but I think it's a number 69 with the yellow roof. It's the Reef Spotter's guide there for keeping an eye out for who's who. James is looking to match his qualifying time here, I think. Getting used to the dry track again. And that number 15 Aston Martin. I love the green on this. It's there's a bit of yellow in it. It's so bright. All right. They've got set up on the grid for the feature race here. 34 laps, start now. Yes, go, go, go. James gets a good start. Rally Rancher gets a better one. He's already on the inside. Going down to turn 1. Pretty much cleared the Aston Martin. Allen's looking for a dive on the inside, doesn't quite work out. Bit of contact and Allen backs off. Down into fourth goes Allen, Raleigh Rancher taking the lead by a few car lengths already. He jams into second place. And Silva's really challenging he jams for that spot. Looks like they're sorting out now, so we're on the outside of, or taking the inside line. Around turn 5. Gets the move done, so Ames is fighting it back though. Got on board with him, so in that McLaren. Went for a late move maybe down the inside. Just wasn't enough overlap there, had to back out of it. And little Jacob is just behind them. Looking for any opportunity to get past in the Schumacher S's. Through turn 11 now, so up to turn 12. This fast right-hander. This is a good opportunity to see just how fast these cars get to their top speed. Silva down the inside makes a late move, braking deep into the chicane. Does get the move done, so Silva up into second place. This gets a little loose around the last corner though. That's D-Jams back through. Allen's trying to take the opportunity here to get up into third place. It looks like Silva might have backed off just a little bit. Maybe let D-Jams pass after that contact, and Allen took the opportunity to get past Silva back up into third place though. He's not letting go of that podium spot. There are a lot of laps to go, and this type of race definitely lends to a good strategy. I think Silva isn't going all out in terms of pace. He is short shifting the car, trying to save some fuel maybe, and we'll see a lot of that. Fuel rate in these cars is only 2 liters per second. So the more fuel you save, the more time you save in the pits. Have a look further down the field here. We got Bike Guru behind Azazel and Togan Timmy. Bike Guru on the soft tires. It looks like he taking the aggressive strategy. Timmy goes very wide through turn 10. Azazel right on the back of these two. By Guru, sorry. That number 803 Ferrari. By Guru just taking a look here on Azazel. So is Trackhead. Making those mediums work. Oh, that didn't work through the last corner. Bit of an incident there. We got 2 cars, I believe, that were sideways. Looks like one of them might have been Lamb King. And possibly Sir Ames. So they've dropped a couple of positions here. And that's a lot of damage on that car. And rear aero front right suspension is taking a beating. And that will be a very difficult car to drive. It looks like he was on the hard tire, so he was looking to go along with that car. So he won't be happy about that. Gonna have to hop onto a different strategy. always good to have a backup plan. Speaking of backing up, it looks like Rally Rancher's backing up the pack here. There might be a... yeah, I think there's a virtual safety car. So the way this will work, because there was an incident involving 2 or more cars, resulted in some damage. We have a full course caution. The Rally will lead the field around, and it looks like they'll definitely get bunched up before they get to the pit lane. So the pit lane will open, and anyone who wishes to pit will be able to do so. And then the next time around will be the green flag. Just taking a look at the order here, we have Raleigh in first, Silva second, D-Jams third, Allen in fourth. War Eagle has made his way up to 5th place. Token Timmy up to 6th place. Lays in 7th, Biker in 8th, Racket in 9th, Lamb King in 10th, Dinosaur in 11th place. Then we have Stenzel in 12th, Sir Hames 13th, 14th place for Little Jacob, and Rogue in the back of the pack. Also with front aero damage on that car. I believe they may be taking... No, we do have cars going into the pits. So very few drivers opting to take the pit lane there. And I may just have to brush up on the safety car rules, because it looks like these are the cars that have damage, so they'll just be getting repairs. Yes, those were the 5 cars that had damage on their car, so just getting repaired, and we'll see if we go green next time by. So to recap the race, Raleigh launched off the start line into first place by turn 1 with those soft tires giving him an advantage, and he's been in first place ever since. It's lap 4, lap 2 of a safety car. We've had about 2.5 laps of green flag running. Looks like those who have pitted to repair damage just getting up to the back of the pack now, so I believe this time around will be green flag. It looks like they're racing already, so D-Jam's making a big move up the inside. Silva goes right around him though. Silva taking the inside line, that was brave from him, defending that second place. And And onto the start-finish stretch to start lap 5. D-Jams is looking for the move again on the inside of turn 1. And Silva hanging around the outside, no. That's D-Jams up into second place. And Silva is really pushing that car hard. But very wide on the outside, on the AstroTurf, on the outside of the track, over the curb. Have to point it in the right direction though. Here comes Bike Guru on the inside of Azazel. Azazel is just looking to defend at this point. He's on the hard tires. Maybe trying to do a one-stop. And the safety car will only help that, really. Less time on the throttle and in the high revs. Trackhead on the mediums is all over the back of him. He's going to want to get past as soon as possible. James trying an outside line on Silva, who got passed yet again, so went out into the gravel a bit, rocks flying, and now Allen's trying to get past. Defending from Allen though, so sticking with that third position for now. Dinosaur, after that sprint race win, into down in 10th place at the moment. Looks like he's burned about a quarter or so of his fuel, which looks about right for 6 laps with a safety car. Probably on target for a 2-stop strategy there, which means he's going to have to make up quite a bit of time to those on a 1-stop. They have to get up the fields quite quickly. He's going to want to make that work. I think Stenzel has gone on to a 2-stop strategy as well. He's gone on to the medium tires. Saw the flash of green of Rogue in the back, who's still on those hards. Still trying to make the 1-stop work. And if he can, he's going to pick up quite a few places once these guys in the front start pitting. Probably went very wide on the exit of turn 10. The front tires are probably starting to wear for him. He's on the soft, so very short tire life. And the Ferrari, we've seen in the preseason testing, hasn't been the best on its tires. Oh boy, that was Silva right in the back of Raleigh. And Raleigh Rancher will not be happy about that. He doesn't have any damage on the car, but it was just enough contact to spin him around. And down into 5th place he goes. Silva has been quite aggressive this race. Well, that might be one that the stewards will have to look into. But obviously, didn't feel like it was his doing, so continuing on. James looks like he's fighting him though, briefly into 1st place as alongside Silva. Silva really squeezing him towards the edge of the track. E-Jam sticks around the outside, turns into the inside line for turn 6, and into first place. Getting that move done for the lead. Or has he, because Silva's back up the inside again. Into the hairpin. Will it be the switchback for D-Jams? Oh, he gains quite a bit of speed going through. And there's more contact as Silva gets a bit sideways there. And these two, after all this battling, will be really burning up their tires and using quite a bit of fuel too. They've been right in the top end of the power band. And these few cars just behind them are being just as aggressive on the tires and fuel. They're really taking advantage of those 2 laps of safety car. Battling hard again through the chicane, and Silva back up into first place. It's been quite a battle since the restart for the lead, 3rd place and 5th place. Kind of broken into pairs. Silva gets very sideways through the middle of turn 1. Has to catch the car 2 or 3 times to not spin it. Allen's gone deep into turn 4. It looks like Trackhead's trying to take advantage of it here, so he's halfway on the grass. He's got 2 tires in the dirt, trying to get alongside Raleigh. He couldn't make it work. Comes D-Jams again into the hairpin. And it's got past, but Silva's on the inside for the Schumacher S. Is D-Jams gonna try around the outside? Oh, nearly makes it. Silva just squeezing him there. Silva is attacking and defending hard, wanting to stay in the lead. Throwing the conservation out the window. And Bike Crew has driven right up to the back of these two as they've been fighting. Raleigh, Trackhead, and Azazel just behind them. There's a bit of a gap back to Token Timmy, about 9 seconds or so. Pencil in 10th, Dinosaur, and Lamb King gets very sideways and spins it on the exit of the chicane. Ames has picked up some more damage, as well as Little Jacob. And Silva's picked up a 1.5 second penalty. I think that might have been through turn 1. He's going to be serving that on the second half of the track. I think it is before turn 12. So if D-Jams can stay with him here, then he'll be passed without much issue. Still defending from 2 or 3 cars at a time. There's been quite a bit of action through this race, and it's only lap 10. We're only about a third way through. Lap 9, should I say. here comes that penalty zone, so Silva's gonna have to, he's gonna be forced to slow down here. Right about this spot. DJM's getting past, Bike Guru getting past as well, so that penalty's really cost him. Ellen's right on the back of him as well. Right on board with Raleigh for a bit, so Trackhead might have a better view. Beginning lap 10 now. The clouds have rolled in a bit. Be interesting to see if there's any rain in the forecast. But we've seen how it can impact the race earlier today. Bike Guru is still on those soft tires. Using all of the track and a bit more. So Bike Guru trying to gain any advantage that he can. DJM's still on that set of mediums that he started the race with. 10 laps in, they're starting to get a little worn. Not as worn as Silva's tires though. He's been pushing really hard both on attack and defense, and his tire wear is showing it for sure. Back up with DS3, so Guru looks like he's going for a move here. Oh, what happened there? Bike Guru's just gone straight off and been sent back to the track. I'm unsure what really happened there, but it looked like I saw the brake lights of DJM's. It looks like maybe further back in the pack there was an incident and a safety car was called. That's probably what it was. Yeah, Bike Guru just not expecting it, maybe. Didn't lose too much time though into... Hazel's gone sideways into the wall on the inside of turn 1. So that's a bit strange under what looks like safety car conditions. We'll have to hit for damage repairs. This is the second safety car of the race. DJM's leading them around. The pack is spread out just a bit more. It's going to take a little bit of time to get them together again. Looks like Silva got damage repaired and onto a fresh set of medium tires. And same for Trackhead. Will Jacob looks like he's still on the same set of medium tires he started the race with. And Sir Ames is on a new set of hard tires. So he'll certainly be looking to take those as far into the race as he can. And maybe put on a set of softs at the end to the fastest car on the track towards the end of the race. Just looking at where Ames is on the track right now, and he is. I mean, there's quite a bit of distance between him and little Jacob. It'll take him a minute at least to get to where the leaders are. But there are some pit stops happening, so it looks like the pits may have opened for anyone else who wanted to take some tires or fuel, or both. Sir Ames just passing the pit lane entry now around the last corner. See if he can gain a few positions here. Looks like he will. A few cars in the pits, and he's up to 11, so gained 4 spots. The live pits there. Looks like it's gotten significantly darker. Some possible weather on the horizon, maybe some more rain, and this race has already had so much that rain would just, it would just add to it. The amount of action we've had at 12 laps has been pretty crazy. Might be using this as a starting zone again here, so keep an eye on DJams. See when he decides to go. And I don't think it'll be here, because we still have a few cars catching up. The Rally Rancher has picked up a 3-second penalty, probably for crossing the pit line entry or exit. Interesting to see here whether Token Timmy will be able to pass him or not. Under the safety car conditions. It looks like he has. It really looks like he's wanting to take that spot back. James coming around the last corner of lap 12 now, onto the front straight, and he's going. A green flag once again. Second restart. Lap 13 now of 34. Alan hadn't gotten the best of restarts. He was either slow to react or just didn't get the power down. War Eagle and Viker are all over the back of that Lamborghini. Look at the lead DJMs has after that restart. And still on that same set of medium tires. Wondering just how long he's gonna take those. Just under half fuel use though, so tires will probably wear out first. That's usually what happens with the mediums in this set of rules. Let's ride on board with Silva here, see if he's going to take any more aggressive or opportunistic moves. Seems like he's been the driver to watch for such things, and there he goes. Down the inside of turn 11. Have a look at Rogue and Stenzel, how they're doing. Powered Motorsports with that bright green Aston Martin. And he's got the Talladega Nights of Crackhead and Lamb King all over him. Crackhead heading for the inside line. Oh no, there's contact with Dinosaur. That is a pile-up. The chain reaction there between several cars. And I'd imagine there's a few cars with damage now. Trying to have a look from Will Jacobs' perspective. It's already happened. Gotta figure out this replay. It doesn't look like there was a safety car call. There might have been a limit of 2. Certainly makes sense. Don't want to delay the race any further. Has got a bit of damage on the rear wing of that car. Dinosaur managed to get away with no damage on the car. Enzo's looking good. Token Timmy not as much. Front splitter looks to be damaged a bit. Dinosaur went wide through turn 10. 11 it is. Joining back onto the track in 12th place on those medium tires. And Rogue was just thinking about it for a second there, trying to see if he can get past before the chicane. He's got a good drive through the chicane and alongside into the last corner of lap 14 and up into 12th place for him. Nicely done. Lazel has fallen back to 15th place, 15th and last, so we'll be on that strategy of taking the hard tires as long as he can as well. And James, I'm thinking he's got to pit soon. And just hear the tires. They're just squealing away. Silva has picked up a 2.5 second penalty, so that will let at least Bike Guru past him. Maybe even War Eagle if he can get close enough. Alan got the move done before Silva got to the slowdown zone. Or he was defending, sorry. There goes Bike Guru. Here comes War Eagle. It's alongside. Passed before the chicane, so that penalty's really adding up and not doing Silva any good here. Looks like Sir Hames has made a pass. Past Raleigh, even with that rear wing damage and on hard tires, still has some pace. Here comes Stenzel into turn 1. Late braking maneuver. Looks like he's still alongside little Jacob going into 3. It'll have to be around the outside in turn 4 for him. I think. Yeah, he's got it done past little Jacob though, so up one place I think. Have a look at the top 5. Silva once again with some pace in the car. I mean, he's had it all day. Whether or not he's been able to keep it clean and as I say that, it didn't look like. It didn't sound like a very clean move, at least. Not sure if Ward turned in, but past he goes. James keeping it steady in first place and taking another lap on those very old medium tires. Maybe he's looking to get past the halfway point, put on another set of mediums. Speaking of pit stops, looks like Alan has decided to come in for his stop. Again with another penalty for Silva. That'll likely mean War will be past him again. Trackhead close behind Sir Ames in 6th place. The second of the 3 Clarence. We have Raleigh. Stenzel made his way up to 8th place. Will Jacob alongside Token Timmy here going into turn 3. Token Timmy with the switchback there. Get back alongside. And he's past little Jacob before turn 5. Very nice driving by Token Timmy. Got Zazel in 11th, Dinosaur in 12th. Then King 13th, Rogue is in 14th, and 15th place for Allen, so it's gone from highs to lows for sure for Team Bahamut here. Took every spot on the podium in the sprint race, but now runs not even in the top 10. Very different race for them. Guru's coming in, getting rid of those soft tires. And War has got past Silva. Silva in the slipstream. Looks like he's, yep, pulling to the right-hand side of the track. And on the inside, oh, that's very sideways, lots of countersteer. Silva seems like he's been driving the car hard since the start of the race. Stenson just behind Raleigh and Sir Ames. Seems like his strategy has changed a couple of times through the race, but certainly making it work up to 7th place from 13th on the grid, I think. Powered Motorsports is making up some points to Bahamut. Bit of a gap has opened up to War Eagle in 3rd place from Silva. And the same goes for Trackhead. Big gap back to Sir Ames, about 11 seconds, and then we got these 3 cars battle for 5th place. War Eagles just dived into the pits. I'll have to see if he stays on mediums, or feels like he needs to get onto a set of hard tires to get to the end. Azazel seems to be making up ground on his strategy. Hard tires. May have to pit again towards the end based on fuel, we'll have to see. Ellen is on the softs, I must have missed that before. But just setting the fastest lap there by 0.03 of a second. 2:06.953. I think Dinosaur just came out of the pits ahead of him, so now Team Bahamut run 8th, 9th, and 10th. So just a moment ago, got 1 car in the top 10, now we've got all 3. Quick D-Jams is caught up to his teammate Rogue. It's also running on not very much fuel, so certainly going to come in this lap based on just how worn his front left tire looks. Or not, maybe he thinks he can go another one. Alright. Just getting past Rogue there. Rogue not making it too difficult for his teammate. Like this is the closest battle on track here, so we've got Sir Ames and Raleigh Rancher with Stenzel just behind. Stenzel up into 6th place now after 13th grid start. always a good day when you can improve your place by 7 spots. Riding on board with Stencil now. You can see the two in front battle from his driver's seat. Probably getting up into 4th place. Stencil might be just hanging back here a little bit as they continue the battle, might be able to pass one as a result. But Riley looks like he's gained quite a bit of time on Sir Hames in that very short amount of corners. Sir Hames might be saving a bit of fuel here because he's a bit slow on the straight. Might be where he's losing his time. He's also carrying damage from a while ago, I think. Those hard tires. Based on the wear, he's been on them for a long time. He jams finally into the pits now. 1% of fuel remaining. Really judged that well to get back to the pit lane. So it'll be the start of lap 21. Trackhead leading the race now. He also has damage on the front right. So that car's not going to be too quick for him or very stable. It's been an interesting race strategy so far. The strategy that they've been practicing probably is very different than what they're doing now. It's been 2 safety cars. Really shaking up the strategy in terms of fuel and tires. It's also the first round of the season, so a bit of guesswork, a bit of trial and error, and see who comes out on top. But I'm sure the others will be taking notes when the checkered flag falls. Rally Rancher already catching the leader by 1.5 seconds this lap. So that says a lot about how much time Trackhead is losing with that damage on the car. Let's check in on D-Jams here. So he put on another set of medium tires. Definitely seeming like he can take those to the end. That bright green, blue trim V8 Vantage. Sir Hames finally into the pits to repair his damage. So probably put on a set of mediums here. Getting that rear wing fixed. He had quite a bit of pace even with the rear wing damage, so wouldn't be surprised if he gained some more places after he came out of the pits. Bike Guru has just been put in a 2-minute 5.6 on those worn soft tires. Fastest lap of the race by, I think, a second. They're really pushing now. Looks like he's trying to stay with DJs. James, very wide through turn 4. You can go off a little bit on the exit of turn 4, but that was 2 tires in the grass, it looked like. Might have had to lift to avoid getting a penalty there, but it looks like he got away with it. Guru's still putting in fastest sector times. It's about a 51-second gap to the leader from the Bike Guru from the lead. Trackhead now lapping road by looks of it. The blue flag rules here, the car being lapped doesn't have to move over. They can stay on their racing line, but they also can't defend. It's a bit different than the multi-class racing that we do from time to time. Which actually, there's one of those coming up on the 7th. I think it's a Sunday? No. The 7th? I'll have to look at the schedule. But there is a Audi Cup coming up, the multi-class race. In the Group 1 2016 hybrid Audi. And one of the Group 3 Audis, so that should be a very fun race to drive in for myself and to watch on the stream. Wonka will be back to stream that probably, and that is at that's at Spa. Very good track for multi-class racing. That should be a lot of fun. And next week in the league here, we got Barcelona. There's another great track in this game. The variation with no chicane. Rally Rancher spitting now. It's interesting to see how the Ferrari wears the tires differently. The front right is much more worn than front left, and in most cars around here it's the opposite. But whether that's down to setup or just the nature of the car and track combination, I mean, look at the difference on Stenzel's tire wear. Front right almost has twice as much tread on it left. Or not tread, just rubber. It's going to be very interesting to see how all these strategies sort out toward the end. Because it's been difficult to keep track really with the two safety cars. Who is on strategy anymore? They've all the strategies kind of gone out the window of what has been practiced and thought about, calculated. So from one Talladega Nights car to the other, Crackhead still in the lead. He is running pretty low on fuel, so definitely not going to make it to the end. And the medium tires are very worn, and he has damage, so he has a lot to do in the pits. Jam says made it up to 5th place again. end there on that strategy. And from the looks of it, it looks like he's in the net lead. He has the most tires and fuel by far, so even if he's not in the net lead, he'll be able to push towards the end, because he has the tires and fuel to do it. War Eagle might be past his teammate Trackhead here in a bit. Trackhead had all of that to do in the pits with the damage he had, and the tires, and the fuel. Like Guru's still in the pit lane. The War's gonna go past. Raleigh Rancher's likely gonna go past both of them as well. Through the last corner on lap 24 now. There he goes into 8th place. We're up into 7th. And just behind Trackhead actually. So Trackhead just got out of the pits just ahead. Or unless they've swapped around. Drivers are allowed to do that on their team. If they see that it would be beneficial towards any of them. It's extending its lead a bit now. The gap behind. Looks like it's Stenzel's turn to lap his teammate Rogue. Rogue has been on the one-stop strategy since the start. I think he made one stop, I believe. Including the safety cars. The one-stop strategy hasn't seemed to work out for him. Zazel and Allen both into the pit lane with the same amount of fuel remaining. Both putting tires on the car. And James is filtering through while these cycle of pits are going on. And look who's just behind James once again. Up 2.2 seconds the gap. And he's got a bit more fuel, so he might be able to use the extra fuel he has to the end, and drive up to D-Jams. We might see a battle at the end here between those two. So we have 8 laps remaining after this one. Rogue just letting Stenzel by there. Talladega Nights team has really put together a good race so far. Running 4th and 5th, 2 cars in the top 5. And they've been involved in a few incidents this race, but managed to gain the time back. And yeah, they're running well. Raleigh Rancher and Bike Guru, the two two of the AFS Ferrari team cars. Sir Ames with damage on the rear wing again. I think they're running out of rear wings to put on the car. That's the third one this race. Allen down the inside into the chicane. Had to back out over there, realized he didn't have enough of the car alongside. Soars down into 13th place, nearly 2 minutes behind the leader right now, although Stenzel does have another stop to make, I think. But he might gain some spots still if drivers need to pit right at the end for a splash and dash. Same goes for road. But it's another lap for Stenzel. Still trying to hang on to those medium tires. I think it's pretty safe to say that D. James is in the net lead at the moment. Silva's brought back a little bit. Doesn't seem like he's been able to keep up with D-Jams in the last few laps, though his tires are quite a bit more worn. That could be contributing for sure. Look at Sir Ames again here. So Allen and Sir Ames have been close on track for a bit. Allen with the nearly new soft tires, so he should have quite a bit of an advantage here. Sir Ames into the pits again to fix that rear wing damage. Probably putting a set of soft tires on, maybe go for the fastest lap if you can get a bonus point. Stenzel now continuing to lead. That left front tire is really hurting now. I think he would have had to drop his pace quite a bit per lap in order to get to the end. Yeah, it's past that point now. He's realized it. Gone in for, I think, third stop. So D-Jams now coming up to the chicane. F1 variation of it. I just heard heard tires squealing. Thought a car might have been sideways. It was just Silva going through the chicane at crazy amounts of speed, pushing to the pit entrance. That's Silva in again for another set of tires. D-Jams out in front by about 7.5, 8 seconds. But it's Stenzel and P2 on a new set of softs. And about 5.5 laps to go. And looking at D-Jam's tires now. Yeah, it looks like Stenzel is going to have quite a bit of a pace advantage, so it'll be interesting to see whether he can close up to his team captain. Meanwhile, Trackhead's still in third place. Looks like he'll be able to take those soft tires and fuel to the end, so that could be a podium for him. Would be very happy with that. War Eagle following close behind in fourth. And we have the JFS Ferrari duo of Raleigh Rancher and Mike Guru in sixth place. Silva has dropped down to seventh after that pit stop late in the race. He's on a new set of softs. He might be able to go for the fastest lap with Zazel and Allen to two of the three Comet Lamborghinis, 8th and 9th place. Logan Timmy in 10th, getting very sideways. And Lil Jacob following him in the third of the Ferraris, Dinosaur in the third of the Lamborghinis. And Sir Hames, fourth rear wing on the car. Going for that fastest lap, I think. He does have pace in the car, but he's been quite unlucky this race with the damage. And Rogue, I think Rogue might be the only driver to be making the one stop here. Still has 4.5 laps to go, but I mean, it's still quite an achievement to be able to do. It takes a lot of patience. But it seems like the two-stop strategy today with the safety cars has been the faster of the two strategies by far today. Stenzel was taking 2.5 seconds out of DJMs on the last 2 laps. I think it's possible that you can catch DJMs by the end. Whether they'll battle it out, we'll have to see. Ames is really pushing, trying to get that fastest lap, 1.5 seconds up on his personal best. But that gravel probably slowed him down just a bit. Oh, look at this here. Oh, my crew going a bit wide. 2 tires into the gravel. It's 2 Ferraris versus the McLaren of Silva, and they're making those 2 Ferraris as wide as they possibly can. Oh, where is Silva gone? This time the replay will work, I'm sure of it. Oh, here we go, on board with Silva, trying to get a nose in on Raleigh Rancher, and does he just have understeer here? Oh yeah, there's a little bit of a bump with Bike Guru, and sent the nose of the car out to the right and wasn't able to counter steer enough to get it back into the racing line. Stenzel then at the beginning of lap 31, 5.5 seconds now to DJMs. James will really need to be looking after those front tires now. They are very worn. 4 laps, 3.5 laps to go on them still. We gonna have to be very gentle with the steering inputs. But he is able to do it. DJM's end. Well, I think all of these drivers have attended quite a few Wednesday weekly practice sessions with LRC. It was LRC's original event, weekly event, is the practice that has taught racecraft, whether that be strategy, racing close and clean, and all those sorts of things. And a lot of these drivers have improved quite a bit since their start in LRC. It's been really good to see the pack close up a bit in experience. I think the Talladega Knights here are going to be really happy with this third and fourth. That is, if they can keep Mike Guru behind. War Eagles on very old medium tires, Mike Guru on slightly newer softs, but they could fall off the cliff much quicker here if he starts to battle with War. Stenzel, he can see D-Jams now on the other side of his teammate, who has unlapped himself, I think, through the pit stops, through the round of pit stops. So all three Empowered Motorsports Aston Martins on the same section of track here. Stenzel still needing to short shift the car quite a bit to save the fuel. Oh, we had two tires, the left side two tires in the grass, and very nearly lost it. But managed to keep it on the track. Quite a sideways moment. That's always something you gotta be careful of when... Wow, look at that. So Rogue should be letting Stenzel by here. There we go. Well, the entire field is in a Aston Martin sandwich. First, second, and 15 is the running order. Laps to go for D-Jams, and he's really looking after that front left tire, especially now. Stenzel's lost a bit of time with that big slide through the hairpin. Got Dinosaur back into 10th place. Was running 13th for a while, I think. We're getting right to the end now. The tires and fuel. Some of the drivers have cut it really close. Okatimi also with a rear wing damage is hurting his pace. Still trying to get past Dinosaur though. Oh, he went very deep. This is breaking point completely, it looked like. That's Okatimi. Yeah, he braked far too late into that corner. Not late enough to make it to the wall though, which is good. He has the front of the car intact at least. Stenzel's picked up a little bit of time. D-Jams here. Second or so on this lap. As looks like D-Jams had to pass, left car of Lamb King. Oh, calculating the fuel right down to the last percent once again. Looks like he'll have just enough fuel for this one lap, but the front left will certainly go completely. Stenzel doesn't really have the fuel to push either, so I think it might be DJM's race. Second place for Stenzel, very happy with that, and for the team to finish 1-2. That would be a great result and a really good total of points for them in the championship. Final lap now. Mike Guru and Raleigh Rancher putting the two of the three Ferraris into the top 5. Very good drives from them. Silva had a bit of difficulty throughout the race. Had a lot of pace. Wasn't really able to do much with it due to various incidents or penalties. Looks like War Eagle dropped back from 4th. That's why we have 2 Ferraris in the top 5. So DJM's now just trying his best to turn the car right, as he has no front left tire anymore. It's on the car, but probably just the rim. And into the chicane for the last time. And he may have lost the podium spot last race in the sprint on this very corner, but now he comes around it in first place, watching the checkered flag wave for him. It's DJM's for the win of round 1 of the league, followed by Stenzel. A 1-2 finish for Empower Motorsports. And Muhammad may have had a impressive display of pace in the sprint, but I think Empowered has they have the points total going into round 2 next week at Catalunya. Trackhead in 3rd place, rounding out the podium. We'll be happy with that result for the Talladega Knights. Then we have Bike Guru in 4th. Jay Silva looks like he managed to snag 5th place away from Raleigh Rancher. Moore in 7th, Allen in 8th place, Zazel, another Bahamut, Lamborghini in 9th. Terheim still making his way to the finish line. Looks like he's about halfway through the lap. And that car has been repaired quite a few times in this race. He says he's had a bit of difficulty, but he's sticking with it. And top 10 finish is still a great result, especially if you've had as much bad luck as he has this race. Driving it to the end of the 34 laps. And that'll be 10th place for him. Oh, here we got Dinosaur. And the 2 cars of Token Timmy and Little Jacob to the line. It looks like it's going to be a drag race for Little Jacob. But it wasn't enough for him. He got 13th in the end. So, what a race that was. I mean, tons of action throughout the entire thing. You had 2 safety cars. The field got to practice the safety cars on Sunday night to figure out the details, and it looks like they They were done so pretty expertly, if that's a word. These are your final results for the feature race. D-Jams with the win. Stenzel second place in the Empower Motorsports Aston Martin. Trackhead in third is fourth place for Bike Guru, and rounding out the top five, Silva in fifth place. Alright, so that was round one of LRC's The League. We'll be back next week on Tuesday, same time for Barcelona. And we will see you then. Cool. So last minute, just some short interviews with the driver. We got two drivers of Empower Motorsport in that lovely green Aston Martin. Um, that was a great result for you two uh, today. Just you really got the points total back from Bahamut already. It looks like it's going to be a great constructors championship.
Yeah, it was really, this was a hard fought race because it was not just the other drivers, it was the weather, it was the strategy, it was everything seemed to be questioned. Those safety cars really can twist up whatever you had planned. But I'm really just happy that I was able to pull out the one stop. I was able to extend to a 20 lap stint. And then I still had to fuel save on my second stint, which I wasn't totally happy about. But I couldn't tell where the other drivers were. It seemed they all had to pit, so it worked out. Really, really happy.
Yeah, and Stenzel with the second place. I mean that
Yeah,
was a huge drive for you. What did you start 13th on the grid?
11th.
11th
No,
place.
I did start 13th, I
13,
believe.
yeah.
Yeah, 13th,
Yeah,
because
yeah, 13th
you
because I
kind of
went up.
came right out of the car.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I I just that pit that happened during that safety car really helped me extend the one stop strategy that I had. And that one stop I actually flaked out and didn't put quite enough fuel in it, so I had to fuel save for the last 6 laps.
Oh,
But but
yeah.
yeah, it was good.
I was saying towards the end of the race there, you had the fresh softs on the car, and it looked like you had just enough fuel for the end, but you were catching D-Jams because his medium tires were really like half a lap from the end of the race. He just had nothing left on the front left.
Yeah, I was actually
Yeah,
surprised that I was coming up on you, D-Jams, just because I was fuel saving so hard.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
certainly the
I similarly had to fuel save pretty significantly in that second stint, and I think I was asking for 15 or so laps from the mediums, which certainly is doable. But under these conditions, with all of the battling that was happening behind me, perceived threats, etc., I definitely used those tires a bit more than I needed to.
Nice. It was a great race for round one. If the rest are like this, then it's gonna be an amazing series to commentate and watch. So
Yeah, that was an absolute blast.
Yeah, same. So happy for the Empowered team. I know we didn't get, all three on the podium, and we had a couple of interesting results within the sprint, but overall, this is a perfect round one for us. And look forward to reviewing the tape and figuring out what to do next. Toasty,
awesome.
thank you so much for your great commentary. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, no problem. It's been fun. Um, yeah, so great job again, guys. I'll see you guys in Catalunya next time.
All
Thank
right,
you.
sounds good, Toasty. Thanks.